We can be seated now. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I would like to recognize the Honorable Minister of Higher and Tertiary Education, Science and Technology Development, Professor Murwira, Honorable Minister Kazembe Kazembe, Minister of Information Communication Technology and Courier Services. I also want to recognize the Chancellor of the Chinese Embassy, and also the MD of Huawei. I would also want to recognize the Permanent Secretary of Higher and Tertiary Education. And then I'll go a bit local now. I want to recognize our Acting Vice Chancellor, Professor Mapfumo, our Pro Vice Chancellor, Professor Moyana, and our Dean of Science, Professor Mchueti. I would like to recognize also all the university executive, ladies and gentlemen. I'll just give you a fact, or a couple of facts. This organization operates in 170 countries. 170 countries. If you know your geography or your counting, with Professor Murwira here, I cannot say the number of countries are geography. He might relegate me here. If you know your counting, 170 countries is a lot of countries. With 18,000 employees. But the interesting thing is that 8,000 of those 18,000 employees are in research and development. Ladies and gentlemen, in case you did not guess which company it is, it's not University of Zimbabwe, but we are almost there. It's Huawei. Those are the statistics for Huawei. It's my pleasure to be in front of you today. This is an incredible occasion where Huawei is coming in to hand over ICT equipment, or we can say networking equipment, to the University of Zimbabwe. And we are really happy to be here. Without much ado, I am going to call upon the Vice Chancellor, Professor Mapfumo, to come and give us some welcome remarks. Professor Mapfumo.
Director of Ceremonies, Dr. Panyin. I want to recognize the Honorable Minister of Higher and Tertiary Education, Science and Technology Development, Professor Dr. Murwira, the Minister of Information, Communication Technology, Postal and Courier Services, Honorable Kazembe Kazembe, His Excellency Guo Shushan, Ambassador of the Republic of the People's Republic of Korea, his representative here present. The Mr. Wen, the Managing Director of Huawei Technologies, Zimbabwe, Private Limited. The Pro Vice Chancellor Academic Affairs, Professor Rosemary Moyana, staff of Huawei Technologies who are here present, the director, the registrar of the University of Zimbabwe, Dr. Noam Tongoren, the BESA, Mr. Edward Fiamin, Dr. Chikonzo, the librarian, deans of faculties, in particular the Dean of Faculty of Science, Professor Maut Mchuet, and the Dean of the Faculty of Engineering, Dr. Makurira, directors of institutes here present, chairpersons of departments, University of Zimbabwe members of staff and students, invited guests, ladies and gentlemen. I want to welcome you all to this event. At this point, I would not like to say much except point out that this is indeed an exceptional occasion where our two honorable ministers are present at the same time to witness this event, which means this is part of really what is it, the center of our national development. So I particularly want to welcome you, our honorable ministers, for making time to be present here. I also want to welcome the People's Republic of China as represented here, and by Mr. Chang Ning, and the managing director of Huawei Technologies, Mr. Wen. I think this is indeed a momentous occasion for us as the University of Zimbabwe to be able to see the fruition of our partnerships, so that we have multi-dimensional partnerships with our Chinese colleagues and our Chinese counterparts, and to gather here to witness this coming into effect by way of capacity strengthening in the form of equipment, which is normally our number one problem in the university. In our teaching programs, equipment of laboratories, equipment of workshops is a big problem for us. And this is a giant step towards addressing this problem is most welcome. So I want to welcome everybody to this event. I also want to recognize our permanent secretary in the Ministry of Higher and Tertiary Education, Science and Technology, Professor Fanwa Tagwira, amongst our midst. We are highly honored to have this heavy presence of our policymakers. Thank you very much.
Thank you for welcoming us, Vice Chancellor. For just some housekeeping issues, for our rooms of convenience, bathrooms or toilets, we go out through this door and then to the right-hand side, as you are actually getting out, to your right-hand side, you will see the ladies first and then the gents will actually be just after that. I'm going to call upon the Managing Director of Huawei, Mr. Huawei, to come and give us some remarks.
Honorable Professor Aman Murira, Minister of Higher and Tertiary Education, Science and Technology Development. Honorable Kazembe, Minister of Information, Communication Technology and Career Services. Mr. Chen Ning, the Economic and Commercial Counselor of the People's Republic of China to Zimbabwe. Professor Paul Mafumu, the Acting Vice Chancellor of the University of Zimbabwe. Professor Muyana, the Pro-Vice Chancellor of the University of Zimbabwe. Deans of Faculties and Director of the Institute. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Please allow me, on behalf of Huawei, to extend a warm welcome and our sincere gratitude to all of you for being here today. My name is Hao Wen, the Managing Director of Huawei Zimbabwe office. Since entering the Zimbabwe market in 1998, Huawei has grown significantly to become the leading ICT player. We are committed to build a better connected Zimbabwe, to bridge the digital divide by increasing network coverage. So far, we have been building more than 2,500 kilometers optical fiber and serving over 4 million people of Zimbabwe, and together with our customers. As part of our ongoing investment, Huawei has created over 20,000 jobs directly or indirectly in Zimbabwe. We would also like to continue to cooperate with Zimbabwean schools, universities, colleges to build capacity and enhance technical skills transfer to students. As a result of this commitment, we will today hand over the ICT equipment to the University of Zimbabwe. This ICT equipment we call base station include the base station, the cabinet, and the microwave. This one use this equipment. You can connect to your phone, you can call, you can use your data. So this laboratory equipment will enable University of Zimbabwe to offer the latest technical training to students and professionals in this industry. So we hope they could help developing local ICT talent and boosting ICT industry. So we also intend to continue creating continuous innovation and cooperation in the ICT industry through our Seeds of Future program. Seeds for the Future is Huawei's largest global CSR program. We leverage our world-leading ICT technology in this program. So, and this program is to cultivate ICT professors in the countries where it operates and drive the local ICT industry forward. The Seeds for the Future program was first launched in Zimbabwe in 2016. Over the past 4 years, the program has seen over 40 outstanding students travel to China for training. Today, I'm glad to announce the launch of the Seeds for the Future program for 2019. So we are looking forward. We are looking forward to seeing a new face to join the program this year. To conclude, I want to see Huawei will continue to support Zimbabwe in the future and focus on the ICT development, making Zimbabwe industry reach a higher level and to achieve our Smart Zimbabwe ICT 2030, our target. Thank you.
Thank you very much for the remarks. We have got a small addendum to our program because of the fact that the equipment is so massive, we couldn't actually move it in here without getting into trouble with the Director of Works because of the tiles. So the equipment is outside. So in our wisdom, us as the program directors, we have chosen that, not us, but the program directors, we have made a small amendment where we will actually have the Vice Chancellor to come and have confidence in us and accept the equipment without having seen the equipment. And then at the end of the whole program, then we'll actually go outside and we'll see the equipment, and the ribbon cutting is actually going to be done over there. So if we have erred, we have really erred on the side of the soles of our shoes to make sure that we do not go back and forth. So Vice Chancellor, can you kindly come and accept the equipment? Thank you.
Director of Ceremonies, I think when people were clapping hands, I wasn't too sure whether they were clapping hands because of the equipment being offered, or they were clapping hands because I'm about to accept the equipment which we haven't really seen. Thanks very much. I think I'll gladly do that. I'm a very practical person. I've witnessed the equipment come through from the time it was shipped. So the equipment is here. What the director may fail to do is to locate the building where the equipment is, but the equipment is at the investing. So with that, I think I have the confidence then to trust you to be able to accept the equipment. So I would want to say, honorable ministers, the Honorable Minister of Higher and Tertiary Education, Science and Technology Development, Professor Dr. Amon Murwira, the Honorable Minister of Information Communication Technologies, Postal and Courier Services, Honorable Kazembe Kazembe. I want to duly recognize Mr. Chan Ning, the Economic Commercial Consular for the Chinese Embassy. I want to particularly recognize you, say, the Director for Huawei Technologies in Zimbabwe, Mr. Huawei. I want to say at this point, all protocol observed. Let me take this opportunity to warmly welcome you once again, and I would want to say the University of Zimbabwe is the nation's top-ranked university or institution of higher learning in the country, and one of Africa's top universities. Since its establishment 64 years ago, the institution has had great strides in introducing training programs and courses that are relevant to the increasing diverse manpower needs in the field of science and technology in the country and abroad, and thus making it an international academic brand. There is no doubt that many of the people who are serving in a number of regional countries and internationally can be traced back to the University of Zimbabwe, which means that the university is making its contribution like any other international university. It is well known that science, technology, and engineering play an important role in the overall development of a nation and forms the backbone of industrial revolution in developing economies. Given the increasing importance of the electronics, telecommunications, and information communication technologies, popularly known as ICTs, industries in the country and internationally, Zimbabwe needs to strengthen its technological base in these areas in order to meet the demands for the 21st century. Thus, the partnership between Huawei Technologies and the University of Zimbabwe is a material manifestation of such a calling. The country, under the Vision 2030, seeks to industrialize and modernize, and that cannot be done without appropriate ICT technologies and their application in many areas of development of our country. University of Zimbabwe and Huawei Technologies signed the Memorandum of Understanding in 2016 for the establishment of an ICT training center at this institution, and to run a joint ICT talent identification and development program through the Huawei Authorized Network Academy, HANA, solution, which uses a university enterprise cooperation model in course development, training, and certification. Trainees will be awarded the prestigious Huawei Certified Network Graduate, NCNG certification upon successful completion of the program. In 2017, Huawei Technologies facilitated a 6-week train the trainer, or TTT, training program for 5 University of Zimbabwe lecturers and 2 technicians to implement the Huawei Authorized Network Academy training and certification program. The TTT program aimed at imparting cutting-edge technical skills to the lecturers and technicians concerned to support them to train their students adequately. Under the agreement, the ICT Training Center will provide students with international career certification before they graduate. In addition, it will provide internationally accredited certification in ICT and telecommunications for professionals in the industry, and internship and industrial attachment placement for students and graduates of science and engineering. And you would agree with me, honorable ministers and ladies and gentlemen, that this touches exactly at the core of what the country is seeking to do. The University of Zimbabwe launched the Bachelor of Science Honours Degree Program in Electronics and Telecommunications Technology in 2018. The program is being run by the faculties of Science and Engineering in partnership with Huawei Technologies. This degree program and the joint professional training programs in ICT that will be offered at the ICT Training Center will establish University of Zimbabwe as a leader in the field of ICTs, thus strengthening our academic reputation, and that's in line actually with our new strategic thrust for regionalization and internationalization of the University of Zimbabwe academic programs and the research and innovation thrust. I earnestly hope that and desire that this partnership forged by Huawei Technologies and University of Zimbabwe will benefit students by providing them with lifelong knowledge in ICT that will match industry requirements and transform them into world-class graduates and professionals. Maybe at this point, I also want to say, in our Faculty of Arts, we have a new program on media studies, which is growing, and this program is for the first time transforming the Faculty of Arts and other humanity disciplines to embrace ICTs in a very practical way. And when we talk now about laboratories and practicals, we should now begin to realize that even the Faculty of Arts will be now part of the equation. The state-of-the-art ICT equipment that we receive today will be housed at the UZ Huawei ICT Training Center, and that includes the following: a high power and compact GSM outdoor macro simulator base station, an OptX RTN 950 integrated microwave transmission system for mobile communication networks, microwave antennas and routers, optical interface board, 3,000 watt solar power module, rechargeable batteries, optical fiber cables, various installation accessories and logistics for the equipment, and training software. Lastly, the total value of the above equipment and service is about 98,313 United States dollars, which is indeed a great value for the purposes of any institution that is trying to build its